we now have the foundation to send over 2,200 emails every single freaking day, which is incredible. And once I purchase the domains, I can actually warm them up inside of here, which will be an important step. So another reason that I like cold email is that it's really easy to find people.
If you want hundreds of leads, so many that you can't even and
look at my calendar,
appointments.
these 20 appointments that I have just today.
Like, not strategic, not thoughtful. Like, there is no scenario where a single system works for every company of any size with any target market. Nope. Just can't. Hey everybody, and welcome to the Marketing Blender Show. Today, opinions. I'm so excited. This is our reaction to social media videos. We don't know what's coming.
No, these were selected by our social media manager, Samaria Boyd, who likes to surprise us with good, bad, and ugly of marketing advice. So we don't know what's up next.
No. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right. We've got our first one.
Do you see a shift in businesses being forced to market this way? Do you see that more businesses are being curious, or do you still see, just from your perspective, used car salesmen, outbound sales, kind of strategy?
I think both are always going to be around. I think the old-fashioned way of doing sales is never going to go away, but I think companies that adopt that old-fashioned approach to sales are going to get left behind and are going to struggle to keep up. I host a marketing club. We call it the Curious Marketing Club. We were having a discussion about innovation earlier today, and we were talking about tips and strategies about how you can stay on top of the game and always be looking forward and not getting left behind. And a lot of that is just to be curious, to be asking, if you work within a team, to be asking the team, what do you think? What's your experience? How can we add more value here? To be going to your customer base, asking them, what's your biggest challenge? Where do you see yourself in a few years' time? How can we help you get there?
So I guess the topic is really, has B2B marketing and sales changed? Oh my gosh,
I know, exactly. And is sales dying? That was kind of how I would interpret that also. So I don't think sales will ever die. I think B2B is slow in realizing that the role of the modern B2B salesperson has changed. I think they're a decade behind.
At least. And we see this all the time with sales-led B2B organizations. They're woefully underinvesting in marketing because they don't understand that most of the sales journey is out of their control now.
Yeah.
Most of what buyers are doing, they cannot impact without marketing, because guess what? Marketing is what sells for you when you're not in the room. Salespeople are being shut out of the room for longer and longer and longer into the buyer journey. So yes, absolutely, it has to change. You still need great salespeople. I don't think outbound is going to continue to have the same primacy that it used to, because people are shutting everything out.
Well, and the bots and the chats and the spammers. I won't even answer my phone if you're not saved contact. And I'm not alone in that. And I would say that I probably look at more marketing and allow more things into my ecosystem because of being a marketing strategist, that I want to keep up with what's happening and I want to experience that. But no, completely agree. And before we wrap on this, you gave a great example when we were chatting the other day around, if you're especially reaching mid-market or anything that has any volume of sales pipeline you need to build, that is 100% a marketing play. Unless you are doing enterprise sales where you are whale hunting, and I'm still a big believer that marketing had better be a constructive part of that. But everything else, is marketing as pipeline management and filling the pipeline, and your salespeople better be closers.
Very, very true. And I would say, as you're going into mid-market and those deal sizes get smaller and smaller and smaller, you want to keep paying your salespeople less and less and less. Or hire more and more and more of them. How does that scale? How does that actually work?
Yeah.
So yes, there's a massive revenue opportunity, but if it's just as hard to convince a mid-sized account to move forward as it is a major account, then where's the benefit of moving into that space unless you have an actual marketing strategy?
Agreed. Now, it's funny that you said marketing strategy, because it brings me to one of the other things that she was saying about being curious about your market. Love the word curious. I love the thinking behind being open-minded and being receptive to the change in buyer behavior. If you're being strategic about it, and you have healthy skepticism where you're validating and really thinking strategically about not just, zippity doo dah, let's just pull in feedback. And because what you're going to do is you're going to get sucked into recency bias. And the very last thing that you heard by anyone is the thing that all of a sudden you're going to put dollars and attention and time behind. Be careful. Be careful with that.
That's often the challenge that you get if you're just trusting the sales team to tell you what's going on. One person with the loudest voice is like, well, I had a conversation the other day, blah, blah, blah happened, so let's change everything. On the other hand, if all you're listening to is marketing, you're going to be missing the insights that are happening deeper into the sales conversation.
Really good point.
And you're like, and then you're just looking at what are your competitors doing? And what's happening above the surface on social media, or you have to have both coming together to make those strategic decisions.
Agreed. Love it.
More consistent and aligned with the way their customers want to buy, which makes sense. If we're going to do more with less, we need to do things differently. We need to do things better. And better means smarter. It doesn't mean harder. And smarter means we're more aligned with the environment in which we're trying to sell, which means that we understand more of what prospects are looking for. And I mean that not just from a checklist perspective of what it is that they want to buy, but understanding truly what it is that they need to succeed.
No surprises.
Oh, no. But totally agree with him. I think this is a massive blind spot with a lot of our clients and in a lot of revenue strategy that people are not thinking really intentionally. They're just go close some deals. And then it's willy-nilly and there's no constructive experience, no cradle to grave. So first impressions all the way through referral, delight, cross-sell, upsell, whole experience. I don't think people are choreographing that, and they should.
There's a reason we have this exact conversation with our clients over and over and over again.
Every time.
Also, one thing that you said that I'd like to call out was do more with less. That's an interesting assumption to make.
Agreed.
Now, there is data to show that marketing managers, for example, are being asked to do more with less, but I don't think that should be acceptable. We just talked in the last video about more and more of the revenue potential is being put on marketing to execute on. So why aren't you spending more on marketing instead of, well, we just got to slash the marketing budget again. We just got to do more with less. Maybe you should rethink where you're spending your money.
Completely agree. And there should be a budget for customer retention and customer delight and cross-sell and upsell. And it's not just your salespeople, your account managers, or your BDR salaries. So completely agree with this. And it's frustrating when I always question the assumption, well, if you're not investing in it, because a P&L will always tell you what a company's priorities are. And so if you're saying, oh, growth is our priority, but then there's zero growth budget hidden anywhere in any of those line items, that's absolutely not true. So I think you bring up such a great point. And then one other aspect on that. So yes, also technically from a data standpoint, keeping a customer or getting more business from a customer referral from a budget, like a dollars and cents standpoint, yes, it's less expensive. However, there is time and attention costs around, making sure that you have an amazing customer experience. And so again, like, yes, I want to be thinking smarter, but I really love what you're saying about being very careful about underinvestment on any of this.
Kev, we've come up with what we think is a pretty simple framework for B2B marketing online, something that you and I wish we had years ago when we started this journey ourselves, and we call it the 5 Bs. Do you want to jump in, let us know what they are?
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully I get full marks here. So the 5 Bs are be ready, be helpful, be seen, be better, and be the best.
That's all 5. You did
all
it.
5.
Very well done.
All right, cute. That's cute, mate.
They didn't even make them alliterative. So no, it's like literally you had only 5 things that you had to make actually memorable. Can you repeat back the 5?
No, I was about to write them down and I was like, no. I remember it said be ready because you always remember the first thing.
Yep. So again, alliteration, people, it's simple. If you're making a 20-second video, at least make it something that people can remember the key points. Without any explanation of what what does be ready mean? What does be helpful mean?
Exactly.
It's, I don't know, platitudes.
I agreed. So I'm going to go ahead and interpret it. Like at least
Let's
the only one
Let's give you some depth.
the only one that I can remember, which is be ready. So if they're saying be ready, meaning do strategy, really do it thoroughly, document your strategy proactively, love that. If you're talking be ready to react to whatever somebody is saying and whatever opportunities in front of you, and just be ready to go after anything that comes your way. Hello, inviting joy killers and profit suckers into your business. And so, and then be helpful, defined by who. Value is defined by the customer, whom, exactly. But value is defined by the customer. So I don't do shallow end of the pool. This one made me a little nervous.
Over the past 10 years, I've used dozens of B2B marketing strategies to generate leads for my companies. And recently, I found a particular marketing strategy that is booking myself and hundreds of agencies that I work with a ton of sales calls daily. And look, in this video, I am going to reveal what this strategy is so you can start filling up your calendar with booked calls. You've probably noticed how much the game has changed when it comes to getting appointments for your business.
How long is this video?
It's 6.5 minutes, which we will definitely not play it. Like, I think we'll have to say, I will have to say, well, we're not going to bore you with all 6 minutes.
Right.
But
you lost me at appointments.
Exactly.
The solution that we arrived at, which books us 3 to 5 calls a day, is cold emailing. The reason I like cold email is because 1, it's personalized. You can send personalized emails at scale. 2, it's scalable. You can send thousands a day. 3, it is targeted. This is sending to pinpointed customers that you can find within your niche. And guess what? They're all using email and they're all on their
Oh, he likes it.
It's easy to find. Guys, let me show you exactly how this all works. We use a tool called
at scale,
Instantly.
it makes
So
it
what we can do
scalable, yeah.
simply is we can add multiple.
Oh, because Zoom info and lists are so expensive.
Pinpointed, but it's 50,000 pinpointed. 50,000 pinpointed
Oh,
addresses.
I can say, cool, if my name is agency U, and what's going to populate is some variations of my email. The rule of thumb here is each domain can handle about 3 emails, and each email can handle about 50 emails per day. And if I just quickly fill this out, I can forward it to my current domain. What's automatically going to populate is my name with the new domain that I bought. We now have the foundation to send over 2,200 emails every single freaking
and he's literally just showing a tool that if you're a marketer, you've seen tools like this before. So it
Better
worries
tools.
me
You've
because
seen better tools than this.
he's definitely selling to new business owners,
He's selling to-
solopreneurs who are like, I don't know what this is. This looks like a cool new thing.
This will do it for me. This will do everything for me. All
Yeah.
I have to do is load in the cold email list.
He's acting like there's no BS meter on people. Like, I can spot a spam or a sales email a million miles away, and it's not because I'm smart. It's because everyone can.
Everyone has seen all of the things now. There are no tricks left. There's only authentic,
Yeah.
servant-led communication.
Yes.
We helped Sally's construction land 2 jobs just last week without having to rub shoulders. Cool, continue. How many steps in the sequence? Let's just do 3 steps and then we can click generate. And this is a great start if you're just getting started with cold email because
Okay, I can't watch anymore. Okay. I don't even know
Didn't
where
we
to
just
start.
do an episode on this? On can outsourced B2B lead generation actually work? That was the name of it, wasn't
We
it?
absolutely did. So we will give a quick synopsis. Actually, I'm not even going to do a synopsis. Does cold email work for anything these days? Like, I really struggle with this one. I have a few coaches that are getting some moderate response from this, but they do so much more than cold email. I mean, they are out there. And it's only one aspect of 7 different communication tools that they use.
I've seen cold email work once in a while, and there are a few characteristics. Small, highly targeted list.
Small, highly
Not
targeted.
27,000, blah, blah, blah.
No.
Like, we're talking a few hundred people that have been actually curated and selected. Very, very clear offer for a thing that they're actually very likely to be interested in.
Yeah.
That's going to save them time, So I have talked with consultants from time to time who have like a really specific thing. One was an HR, like a PEO broker,
Yeah.
like a benefits broker, who's
Yep.
like, he knows what time of year people are making their decisions.
Yep.
So it's very targeted list, very targeted time, very specific thing that he knows they're likely to want.
Yeah.
So, and again, getting some results off of that, but very dangerous to rely on that as your primary lead gen source.
Agreed. And if I even zoom out further than cold email, which makes me want to throw up in my mouth, this system is a game changer. If you want hundreds of leads, so many that you can't even and
Look at my
book
calendar,
appointments.
these 20 appointments that I have just today.
Like, not strategic, not thoughtful. Like, there is no scenario where a single system works for every company of any size with any target market. Nope. Just can't even. And this is so prevalent. How many of these do you get as a CMO every day?
Oh, I don't know. My spam filter's pretty smart, so,
Same.
but I still get probably half a dozen a day that go directly to the report spam.
Yeah. Same.
Don't even open. I know from the headline
Yep. Same.
exactly what it is.
Exactly. And they continue to try to get more clever, and it just continues to make me even angrier. So the likelihood I will ever buy from you, zero.
Absolutely
Zero.
zero. Stay out of my inbox unless I invited you in.
Horrible. Are you a CEO of a business-to-business company? Maybe you're a sales leader or a salesperson, or maybe you're in business-to-business marketing. Well, if so, I wrote a book for you, and it's called Corporate Caffeine. Business-to-business marketing is different, but there are certain predictable fundamental principles that will help you unleash your organizational potential and fill your pipeline sustainably. So you can find my book on Audible, on Amazon, on barnesandnoble.com, or any of your favorite retailers. Hope you enjoy it, and I'd love to hear your feedback.
In this video, we're going to be creating high-impact marketing strategies for companies in 9 different B2B industries. We're also going to be taking a deep dive on these strategies to uncover exactly what makes them so damn impactful. But before we get into the video, let's quickly recap what a marketing strategy is, and more importantly, what it's not. For example, a marketing strategy isn't Google Ads, SEO, YouTube, or even content marketing. As you probably know, these things are tactics, or groups of tactics. A strategy, on the other hand, is a holistic approach of how you're going to amplify your company's competitive advantage to best reach and to resonate with your target audience. More simply, a strategy can be broken down into 4 key elements. The first one is target audience, and this is all around your segmentation of your ideal customer persona. What are their biggest pain points, and ultimately, what would they need from your company? The next thing then is your product, and then within your product, how you can position and what your different.
He's being overly simple, but I mean, at least
I
he's
get it.
in the right
Yep,
direction.
know your personas, but it's not segmentation.
It's not. But I'm like, okay, if you're trying to condense
Got
your
it.
communication.
Again, like I mentioned, the audience is going to be predefined for you, which in this case, let's just say it's business owners for SMEs, of the edge, and business owners for SMEs. Now, benefits. When you get into a marketing strategy, you want to start looking at ultimately what the benefit is at the end of the tunnel that someone's going to have. And most B2B companies just say things like increase revenue, supercharge revenue, boost your bottom line, all of these ChatGPT-esque type catchphrases, which are the value proposition and make up the benefits of a lot of these brands. Now, one of the things over the years, which I've been very sort of vocal about, is that this needs to be something that's tangible. It needs to be something that isn't like increased revenue. It might be, but in this case, kind of just making off the top of my head, you can start offering CPD points to your members. That's a benefit. And the CPD points to your members allows them to access funding, which means they can take your course. Because I know within bigger companies, people get money internally to go away and take these CPD accredited courses. So it opens up your company and your training
I don't know which
business
industry we're talking about. Can we back up for a minute?
Yeah, it's an accreditation services.
Oh, so he's not telling us a strategy, he's telling us a tactic.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I guess he was going through target persona, although he even said he doesn't know who it is.
Down. Another example would be for value prop to say target persona credibility plus design benefit plus differentiator. So we've helped over 300 plus training businesses increase their course credibility by offering quick online CPD accreditation services. Now, you don't actually have to choose, and the value proposition can change with your positioning over time, but it's important that you kind of understand the buckets of your positioning and then how that then translate into messaging. Because then when you go and do split testing, you're not just saying, oh, I'm split testing a form which says get quote or get pricing. I'm actually split testing messaging, which has been derived from our differentiators, which we've got from our positioning work that we've done, which we've got from the benefits we know we offer for what target segment.
Okay, let's pause. I think we've got enough to react to.
I think so too. Okay, so my summary of this is generally, if he was simplifying, I'd be like, okay, good. You're starting to go down buyer persona. You're starting to think about the humans you're targeting. And then this is a perfect example of shallow, meaningless, where you didn't go the distance. Like you're saying some things that might be real, and then you proved, because each time he finally got to a tactic, which was not a strategy, he would go, because of my market experience and my strategic understanding of this market, we're going to jump to Bing ads. Wait, what? What?
Yeah, I think this is probably someone who's looking for high volume clients where he can rinse and repeat the same strategy.
Yeah.
In other words, the same tactics that wrapped up as strategy.
Yeah.
And then, well, if it doesn't work, it's something that the client did wrong.
Yeah, agreed. You know, and I'm just going to call out one or two more things. We have worked with, I don't know, a dozen MSPs, maybe more than that. And we do not simply deploy the same thing, especially around differentiators, especially around marketing, especially around who their buyer persona, or his language, ICP, word nerd, semantically disagree with an ideal customer profile versus buyer persona, whatever. Side note. But oh my gosh, no, you cannot just be like, oh, MSPs. Choo.
Well, this is actually, it's a lot like the last video, and it's like, well, here's this bucket of things that I can filter for. No discussion of who are these human beings.
Exactly.
Well, they're looking because they have an IT need.
Exactly.
And why should they choose you? But, in addition, they've got 20, 50 other providers just locally that they could choose from, and your differentiators are not different.
Exactly. It kind of brings me back to marketing is now trying to play the old school numbers game that sales used to do, where it's dial for dollars. As long as you dial enough people, you will have a certain conversion rate that will get you to a certain number of deals. And obviously that sales methodology has died or is dying a slow, painful, awful death because it's not effective if you don't have marketing support. But I feel like marketing is adopting that too. Oh, just buy a cold email list, or just rinse and repeat the same system. And if you get enough numbers, you'll get the right churn, and the right ratios to produce revenue. And it's not true.
Yeah, sadly, I think everything that we just saw was the opposite of what strategy actually is.
Agreed. So, all right, final wrap-up thoughts on our reactions today.
Was that the last one?
I know it was the last one.
Very cool. All right. So, Samaria did a great job again.
She did.
Yeah, and she put them in the order where we could get more irate with each one, which is awesome. Some of them were like, okay, okay, this fosters some good discussion. And then at the end, it was like, oh, someone preserve every business owner out there from this kind of marketing.
I agree. You just need a healthy amount of skepticism when you're watching. Now, I recognize that we are putting B2B content out online, but I actually invite you to do that. We want your questions. We want your critical thinking, because we want to give you the strategic point of view that will help you build a custom marketing plan that will scale your business. And rinsing and repeating somebody else's system when they don't know your business model or your market, not a smart idea. All right. Well, I think we'll see you guys next week. We do reactions every single month. If you have one that you would like us to react to, please send it our way. And we don't always disagree. We've come across some really great people that I even started following thanks to Samaria. So, we're all usually as surprised as you are. All right, you guys, hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see you next time. Onward and upward.